Hello, how are you guys? Well, it's April and it's still cold. I can't believe it. But the good thing is that I can still get outside and walk. And I love walking. I love it. I love it because I love being by myself sometimes. Sometimes I like to walk with a partner, but it's my time for me to just sort of have by myself and think about the things that I need to do for myself. Sometimes I think about, just how I'm going to do things differently so that I can be more productive. It's just my me time. And I've talked about my me time. But today, besides my me time, I want to talk about dealing with stress. I don't have all the answers. I may be switching hands because I'm holding my phone while I walk, and I apologize, but I want to get in my steps. We all deal with stress differently, but most of us that are on this journey use food to cope with dealing with our stress. And, we form these habits, right? When we are unhappy or sad, feeling lonely, scared, anxious, unsure, we tend to use food to cope, right? I know I did, okay? And that's what ended up getting me on this journey to begin with, because I used food. Food was love. Food didn't talk back. The old sayings. It felt good going down, but I have to say, it didn't feel good afterwards. I felt ashamed of myself. I would beat myself up mentally. I had lower self-esteem because, you say negative things to yourself. That self-talk that I've talked about. And saying things like, why did I do this? This is terrible. You're sabotaging yourself. You're not helping yourself. And you just feel guilty, and it just escalates, because then, you think, okay, well, it felt good one day and I know I wasn't happy, but then you keep doing it. Why do we keep doing it? Why do we self-sabotage ourselves? Why do we deal with our stress with food? Because that's what we know. That's what we use for so many things, right? I mean, food can be also for huge celebrations, traditions, holidays, just for anything. And we have to eat to live, but we don't have to live to eat. So, yeah, the old saying, right? And I think that too many of us have done that in our lives, but we have to find other ways now to deal with our stress, because as Dr. Phil always said, is it working? Well, obviously it wasn't working, because that's why we ended up on this journey. And that's okay, because, we all, nobody's perfect, and we all make mistakes. And it's learning from those mistakes and learning other ways and better ways to problem solve and figure out and learn to cope in a better, positive, structured way that will make us feel better, build our self-esteem and confidence levels so that we can achieve the things that we want in our lives. And I think that stress holds us back in a lot of ways, because we don't know how to deal with it properly. So, I woke up this morning, and the first thing that happens is I get a call from my sister. She's had a lot of health issues over the last, 10 years. But in the last few years, she's been in and out of hospitals. and rehab for breathing problems. And this morning she called me that the paramedics were there and she had breathing problems. So that was stressful. I have a mother who's 88 who fell a few months ago. She broke her shoulder. I'm just sharing this with you so you can see that you're not the only one, that I have a lot of different stresses in my life. We all do, you know, and you can't compare your stresses to other people. But I just wanted to share so that you understand that I can totally relate to dealing with stress. And so she fell, and that was not fun, obviously, for her, for everybody. And now it's not healing, and she's going to need shoulder replacement surgery. So that's stressful. And just other things, you know, just working with children with autism all day, that can be stressful. Just getting up early. Ooh, there's a doggy. He's not very happy. Anyways, well, he's a good watchdog anyways. So that's stressful. And, you know, I have a lot of members that I know, friends, family, that also have mental health issues and have a hard time coping with just general day-to-day living. So, you know, you want to be supportive and helpful, but that can cause stress as well because you're listening to all this other stress from other people. So how do you deal with it? Do you cope and just continue using food as a coping mechanism, or do you find other ways? Well, I find, what's been helpful for this girl is I joined Weight Watchers. I went to meetings and I go to meetings, and that's helpful. Having support and people to talk to. Now, these podcasts are great. See, I know the word. My niece told me podcasts. Anyways, basically, you know, you have to get support. Some people need more support than others. Talking to your family doctor, getting the help. If you need psychiatric help, social worker, then you need to get that help because it's vital. Some people need to be on medication. There's nothing wrong with medications if you need it to help you deal with whatever it is. We all have different things. Some people have chemical imbalances. There's just a whole host of reasons why you need to maybe be on medication. And, you know, it's always that stigma that people think, oh, I'm crazy if I'm on medications. You're not crazy, people. You're getting the help that you need. Just like if you are in pain and you hurt your finger, or you broke a leg, or you have diabetes, or anything else that is physical that is more acceptable. And mental health is just as important, if not more important in some ways. So, dealing with stress. How do I deal with stress? Well, you see, I go walking. I like to exercise. I love baking. I think that having learned how to do breathing techniques is important. Self-affirmations are very important, as I mentioned in other of my motivational speaks, because you need to say positive things to yourself. Setting yourself up for success is helpful. Planning and making sure that you have the right foods in the house, and meal prep, writing things down, being organized is helpful. Those are the things that help me. I love being in my kitchen and baking. That helps me. I love to shop and look at different ingredients. I know I'm a little crazy, but that helps me. I have a ball, an exercise ball when I'm watching TV. The motion of it, even at work I have one, that helps me to de-stress. My treadmill, my hula hoop, just movement, different kind of movement. That helps me. You have to find what helps you. So self-sabotaging and using food will only make you feel worse about yourself, because trust me, I know, I've been there. And we veer, and that's okay. It's getting back on that horse. You know, these feelings of loneliness, sadness, depression, anxiety, fear, anger, you know, we're all dealing with different things in our lives. Some people have lost a loved one. Some people have trouble at work. Other people have relationship issues with their spouse or their children. Just other family members, people in their lives. And I know for me that toxicity, try saying that, is also a stress. So you have to figure out if it's important to have certain people in your lives as well. And is that helping you? Is that sabotaging your journey? So these are just some of the things. I know going to a movie, going for a massage helps me. Reading a book, just anything that you can think of besides food. Okay, that's my point. And it's addiction. It's an addiction. Yes, I know it's an addiction, and it's hard to break. And it takes about 3 weeks to form a new habit. So you have to find other ways to cope, because like I said, you're gonna really feel mentally so much better, and you're gonna have more energy. You're going to want to do things. You're going to be happier. And that's what we want. We want you to be happy. So there's no easy solution to deal with stress. I wish there was a magic wand and pill that I could say, poof, all your stress is away. But that's not going to happen. Just life can be stressful. Everyday things can be stressful. For some people, just getting up in the morning, doing laundry, cooking, baking, cleaning their house can be stressful. So I get it. The one thing my mother always told me is that if you are in a room with other people and you hear all of their problems, you will grab yours back. So it's never as bad as you think. I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel the way you feel. Your feelings are real and important to you and to me, because I care about you guys. So I just care about how you deal with your feelings. So be organized. I keep a cooler. I always keep things with me that I know I can have, and I'm going to prove it right now. Let's see. First of all, I always carry gum, because that helps me. Here's my gum. And the other thing that I carry, that I always have in my pocket, in my purse, in my car at work, is a protein bar. I told you, I always try to keep something with me so that I don't self-sabotage. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Sometimes, you know, sure, I want that treat or whatever. But I'm just talking about in the moment. If you really feel like you need something, have something that you know that you won't feel bad about afterwards and beat yourself up and feel guilty. Okay, so this is just my little spiel. I'll have lots more videos. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell. And I love all your comments. Keep them coming. Check out my food videos for more inspiration of healthier options for you. And I love you guys. Take care. Be well. Stay well. Keep motivated. Stay positive. Keep laughing. Keep smiling. You can do this, okay? Bye for now.